Alright, what's up guys? So, WrestleMania has uploaded a video titled 10 times Outraged fans try to cancel a WWE wrestler. I was talking about this on my stream, where people will overall, like, cancel somebody for some of the most dumbest reasons. It's like, bruh, it'll be over something dumb. It's like, oh, like, Barack Obama puts on his, like, sock shoe on one leg and then sock and shoe on the other. Well, that would be kind of weird. I'm like, bro, it's your socks, and then you put your... I would cancel Obama over some... okay, bad example. Something else, though. But I'm just saying, like, jokes aside, like, nah, it's just, when they do things like that, I'm like, fam, like, there's no reason to cancel that person, especially if it was over some dumb stuff. Like, if it's over some, like, true, legitimate, like, people were offended, like, for an example, like the Hulk Hogan situation or the Ric Flair situation, I feel like those was legitimate reasons to cancel those wrestlers, but it got to a point in time where we forgave them and we moved on, and so we still recognize them as great wrestlers, but at that time being, yeah, they were canceled. So but no, let's go ahead and get into this video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to WrestleMania. They are honestly like my favorite when it comes to like wrestling. Always watch them. Like there's the it's the weekly videos, but it's like uploaded every like day. Like, you know, when they're talking on like or reviewing like Raw or what was I getting ready to say? I was about to say EAW. No, AEW. But no, they'll like do that and then kind of tell some like other stories on the side and stuff. So nah, definitely guys, like you need to find yourself a good wrestling channel, WrestleMania. There you go. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into this.
The definition of cancelling has drastically changed in the age of social media. Cancelling now involves a mass boycott of a celebrity's current and prior work. Wrestling fans have tried to cancel a number of top wrestlers either for their inappropriate conduct, political beliefs, or even their wrestling style and persona.
Yeah.
But which wrestlers were they? Well, join us now as WrestleMania looks at
and it's stuff like that where it's like, hey, look, if that's their wrestling style, that's what they feel comfortable with. Like, I'm not saying they would expect somebody like, oh, Big Show, like just using him as an example. I know I've never seen nobody like talk badly about him, but they'll be like, oh, all he does is knock people out, chokes them. How come he ain't doing no swanton bomb off of the top? 7 foot tall, like almost, you know, like what he's like. Well, because I know he's lost weight and stuff, but I'm like, he's not Jeff Hardy. He's Big Show. He is his own person. He is allowed to do whatever he wants to do. Obviously, he's good at wrestling if he had this, like, outstanding career. So, but anyways.
Fans tried to cancel a WWE wrestler. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Telling you, Undertaker gotta have a hip-hop phase and come out to that
Nikki
song.
Bella. When old videos surface online, they can sometimes show celebrities saying things that are no longer appropriate. This was the case when an old video surfaced on social media of Nikki Bella claiming she did not know if China was a man or a woman. The video is from when the Bella twins appeared on the Fashion Police back in 2013, and the segment was incredibly controversial and extremely offensive, especially to China and her family. There were immediate calls to cancel Nikki, however she tweeted a lengthy apology on her social media, and thankfully for Nikki, the backlash quickly died down. Number 9.
That's crazy.
Ric Flair.
I didn't hear about that, but you know, I've heard stuff. I've been mistaken as a woman before. I'll never forget. I think I was hanging out with my mom and this woman at the store. She was just like, "Oh, what are you ladies up to today?" I just looked and I'm like, "Lady," I'm like, "How you seen?" Well, I have seen, but it hasn't been like this thick though. I'm saying like I have facial hair. Like I don't know. I would say that I look like a male, but there's just people out there, I don't know. Maybe she didn't have her seeing glasses on or something. I feel like that's how you can make that mistake. But I think she was. I don't know. But anyways.
The 2021 episode of The Dark Side of the Ring, which focused on the infamous plane ride from hell, wasn't the best publicity for Ric Flair. In the episode, it detailed how Flair sexually assaulted a flight attendant, and naturally, fans who never knew about the 2002 incident wanted Flair to be cancelled. The backlash was so severe that WWE actually removed Flair from their intro package and began to distance themselves from the 16-time world champion. Flair denied the allegations and he stated that the case was settled out of court back in 2002 and there was no need for the allegations to resurface. Nevertheless, the accounts of those involved certainly make for a harrowing reading. Number 8. Tommy Dreamer. Now, as well as Ric Flair, the aforementioned Dark Side of the Ring episode also led to fans trying to cancel hardcore legend Tommy Dreamer. In the episode, Dreamer explicitly defended Flair's actions and even referred to Flair's conduct as a joke. Dreamer's viewpoint took fans by
but that's might be in your form, like, you know, you may consider it a joke, but like other people don't find that type of stuff funny. Like, nobody does, bruh. It's just, and I don't know, like, my thing is this, I'm not trying to defend the situation. I'm just saying, like, back in the day, yeah, that stuff was probably, you know, oh, anybody would laugh at it. But in this day and age, people don't find that stuff funny. But also on top of that, it's like you're coming from a different generation than like today's people and stuff. So that's why I just, you know, it's stuff like that where, you know, you can't do things from back then now and then think like, oh, it's all, I used to do that back in the day all the time. Yeah, that was back in the day. Like, it's a whole new day and age now. But anyways,
surprise, as he had cemented a legacy for being a great guy in the wrestling industry, but thanks to these disturbing comments, this all changed. Thanks to the social media backlash from fans, Dreamer's current employer, Impact Wrestling, was forced to act. Dreamer was suspended indefinitely, and although he publicly apologized via his social media, this did little to change the opinion of the wrestling fanbase. Number 7. Braun Strowman. A former WWE star, Braun Strowman, hit headlines in 2020 as during the height of the global pandemic, Braun decided to make some unflattering and insensitive comments towards independent wrestling. AEW wrestler took to Instagram during this time to plead with fans to support independent wrestlers in any way they can during this difficult time. This led to Braun responding to Uno by saying, "Here we go with more of the somebody pay for my bills stuff. If you can't afford to pay your bills, maybe you should change professions. That's why I quit Strongman. I loved it, but I couldn't afford to live, so instead of making a GoFundMe or a Patreon wanting someone else to take care of me, I went out and worked harder than I ever have in my life to get where I am. What happened to being accountable for your own actions?" This response quite rightly received huge criticism. Braun was in no position to say this, and it made the former Universal Champion appear apathetic and selfish. Fans quickly turned on Braun after the post, and the social media resentment to him was rather severe and never seemed to go away. Number 6. Jaxson Ryker. Jaxson Ryker has never shied away from sharing his right-wing political views on social media, but Ryker hasn't always picked the most appropriate time or platform to share his controversial viewpoints. In 2019, Ryker called the Black Lives Matter movement garbage, and in 2020, he would publicly tweet support for Donald Trump. That wasn't just WWE.
I knew he supported Trump and all, but I was like, dang, he said all that? Dang.
Fans who wanted Ryker cancelled, a number of top WWE stars such as Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens took issue with what Ryker was saying. Owens specially replied to one of Ryker's right-wing tweets, which incorporated the catchphrase for the Forgotten Sons tag team by stating, "The freedom you speak of entitles you to speak your mind all you want. I'm not here to argue that. I just really need you to tell you that I think you're pushing your shit wrestling catchphrase as all of this is happening is absolutely pathetic. Good night." Number 5. Sasha Banks. Wrestling fans can sometimes be rather quick to jump to conclusions. Take for instance when fans attempted to cancel Sasha Banks in 2021. Thanks to social media likes and comments, it surfaced that Sasha was potentially an anti-vaxxer. This led to fans criticizing the former women's champion for putting the rest of the WWE roster at risk, as well as WWE fans when she performs live. Now it turned out that this criticism and cancellation attempt was misplaced, as Sasha Banks was vaccinated along with the majority of the WWE roster. Now we know this because Sasha wrestled at the 2021 Crown Jewel pay-per-view, which took place in Saudi Arabia. For WWE talent to perform on this show, they had to be fully vaccinated, meaning that Sasha was indeed vaccinated when the pay-per-view took place in October of 2021. Number 4. Nia Jax. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, sometimes a wrestler's conduct inside the squared circle can lead to fans turning on them and consequently attempting to cancel them. Nia Jax, during a time in the WWE, attained a reputation for being incredibly unsafe in the ring. This began when she broke Becky Lynch's nose in 2018, and following this incident, Nia seemed to become incredibly reckless and dangerous in the squared circle. Now, although jokes were made by fans in relation to her wrestling style, there was serious concern that Nia was gonna hurt someone. She would be released from the WWE.
Who was that one wrestler that? Because I don't think did she retire for that? I just remember when Nia Jax, she threw this wrestler like into the steel steps and like had split her head open. I'm like, fam, Nia Jax. I've been like, nah. I just like, hey, look, just like, you know. like hit me, like do that or something, like hit me, I'll fall out and all that other stuff. But I'm like, hey, but just don't do none of that extra stuff. Don't like slam me, because you might slam. Next thing you know, my spine done like wiggled, and I ain't trying to. Nope, I ain't doing it. So
in November of 2021, and this led to a small portion of the fan base rejoicing in the fact that as someone who was perceived to be a reckless worker was finally let go from the company. Number 3, Chris Jericho. Now, without question, Chris Jericho has solidified himself as one of the greatest performers in wrestling history. However, over the past few years, fan reception to Jericho has been mixed. Jericho's political beliefs have led to a lot of resentment being directed towards him, and a number of fans have attempted to cancel Jericho for his, at times, controversial ideologies. Outside of politics, fans recently took exception to Jericho's conduct on social media, as he attempted to call out former WWE star Kalisto, but it massively backfired. Kalisto would tweet a heartfelt tribute to the late great John Huber, who was known as Brody Lee. In the tweet, Kalisto would spell John's name as John, and this led to Jericho replying to Kalisto by saying, "You spelled his name wrong." Fans quickly came to the defense of Kalisto for the innocent mistake. They instead called out Jericho for his behavior and stated that Jericho was making the situation about himself and should have just messaged him privately. Number 2, The Undertaker.
Yeah, because I'm like, I didn't see no. You know how many times I had somebody the other day, okay, it was some like fakes, like, you know, account, like trying to scam me and crap. My name, if you go to my Twitter account, my name is spelled out Tyler, okay? Tyler. They still said Taylor, and then they didn't even spell like OG today, like this new age Taylor, I know there's some people out there with this name, but I'm just saying, I discovered people spelled their name like this maybe a few years back, but they spelled Tayler. I'm like, the name is right there. You could have just copied and pasted. I ain't even gonna question it, but anyways, but yeah, I was all like, man, people make mistakes. Like, if anybody's been in my streams, you know how I am when, like, it comes to confusing names. I sit there for, like, a solid second trying to pronounce a name, so.
Following The Undertaker's appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast at the start of 2021, fans quickly came for the WWE legend after he labeled the WWE product as soft. Taker would state, "To the young guys who think he's a bitter old guy, I'm not bitter. I did my time. I walked away when I wanted to walk away. I just think the product is a little soft. There's guys here and there that have an edge to them, but there's too much pretty and not enough substance, I think, right now. That era of guys too, those were men. You could go into a dressing room nowadays, it's a lot different. I remember walking into my first real dressing room and all I saw was some crusty men. Right, half of them had guns and knives in their bags. Shit got handled back then, you know? Now you walk in, there's guys playing video games and making sure they look pretty." These comments were met with disdain from fans who question why The Undertaker
sorry, I'd rather, shoot a gun in the video game than in real life. Like, I'm saying, like, yeah, if it comes time that I need to defend myself, of course, but, like, bruh, like, yeah, my thing is this. What could you get in more trouble for? Carrying an Xbox controller out in public or carrying a gun out? What would you rather? My thing is this. You have a friend, like, walking with you, right? And I know there's going to be people out there that be like, well, I'd rather have a gun protect us from safety and all that. Let's say you're going into Starbucks. Y'all just sitting there if I see a friend, like, holding an Xbox controller, I'm like, all right, he's making sure of it that he does not forget to play video games when he gets home. But I feel like if I see a friend, he's just sitting there, like, just holding a gun, we trying to just drink some coffee or something at Starbucks, I'm like, bro, can you, like, put that in a holster or, like, conceal it so you ain't just holding it? I'm like, bro, saying it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, when has an Xbox controller, like, accidentally killed somebody? It's like, yeah, a gun can accidentally go off. An Xbox controller can't, so. But anyways, yeah, I just think at times, like, and like I was saying earlier, it's like, you can't compare old generation to new generation. New generation, they have their way of doing things. Old generation, that's how you guys used to do things, okay? Y'all could go gather up and do stuff the old way, but I'm saying it's like it's done. It's like move on. But anyways,
was coming for the locker room in this manner.
I'm gonna get canceled by the old generation.
In the WWE Battlegrounds commercial, which featured him playing the video game itself. A number of WWE stars, including Roman Reigns and Xavier Woods, actively defended the locker room against The Undertaker, while superstars such as Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin gave a much more conservative response to the dead man's now infamous comments. And number 1, John Cena. Now that John Cena is a huge name in Hollywood, he's under more scrutiny than ever from the public. Whilst promoting Fast and Furious 9, Cena during an interview with a Taiwanese broadcaster claimed that Taiwan was a country, and for those not aware, China rejects any references to Taiwan being its own country. Cena received a ton of hate on social media, and there were even calls to cancel the former 16-time world champion for what was clearly a completely innocent mistake. Cena would release a public apology where he apologized to anyone offended by his comments, and he stated that he loves and respects his Chinese fans. The apology video went viral as it was viewed about almost 1 million times in a 24-hour period. But thankfully, it looked like the calls for Cena to be cancelled quickly went away following Cena's sincere apology being published. But there you have it, folks. 10 times fans tried to cancel a WWE wrestler. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Yeah, I just think at times I'm like, this whole like cancel culture thing, it needs to... Hold on for a second. Okay, audio did play. I'm checking that at times. I checked at the last moment, and I'm like, it'd been messed up going checking, and it's like, yeah, then there's like no audio being captured. But anyways, no, that was a pretty good video. Shout out to WrestleLamia. If you guys haven't, make sure you go subscribe to them. Subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.